Hi there. In this video, I just wanted to give an overview of how I use my calculator for surveying. And this is the Texas Instruments TI-84 Plus. So I'll just show a couple of other apps that I use sometimes. This one is for reducing levels. This helps me just calculate the difference in levels between various points and reduce them. So let's just go through a little example. So I've got two different stations that I set up on here, and at each station I recorded several points in my survey, and I captured the level from the instrument here. Some of them were positive, some of them were negative, and my target height was the height of the pole that my prism was sitting on. So I've got a couple of different target heights here that I used, and yeah, I've got 4 points here and 3 points on this side. So I've got to start with one where I know the actual final level, and so this one I've got 3.5, and I'll just show you how I use my calculator to calculate the rest. So program, and go down to my reduce level app, run that. So the first thing I need to do is to actually work out what the level or the height of my instrument was. So that's I'm going to call that IL for short, instrument level. And when I'm starting a new station, I need to set that. So I just use a dot to edit my IL. And it just reminds me of the formula I need to use to enter here. So in this case, my reduced level is 3.5, so RL, plus my target height, 1.55, minus my delta height, 0.3, and hit enter. And so now that tells me that my IL should be 4.75. And what I do here is I can also specify like a default target height, that I commonly use, and say in this example 1.55 is a pretty common target height, so I can hit 2 dots if I want to change that, but I'll show you what that does in a second. So let me just check that what I've put in before was correct. So it now knows what my instrument level is, delta height 0.3, and it's going to print out two values, one with a target height of 0 and one with a target height of 1.55, because these are the two most common that I tend to use. So for 1.55, my reduced level is 3.5, and so that just shows me that what I put in there was correct. If I go to the next one, 0.5, I have with a target height of 1.55, my reduced level is 3.7. And I can just keep going down this list, negative 2.1. And in this case, I had a target height of 0, so I'm going to use the first one, 2.65, and negative 2.35 with a target height of 0 is 2.4. So I can just keep going down the list fairly quickly and just put my my reduced levels in there. So now that I get to my my next station, I need a known reduced level. So this number 2 that I had up here was 3.7. So I'm just going to write that in, and a dot to start a new station and input a new instrument level. So my level will be the RL 3.7 plus my target height 1.55 minus, I need to remember to put a second negative sign when I'm here, because I'm minusing my delta height, 0.25, and I get an instrument level of 5.5. And yeah, I usually like to just check that I put it in correctly, 0.25, and with a target height of 1.55, yeah, the answer is 3.7. So that was entered correctly, and I can just get my next two. So here, because I've got a different target height to my normal, I'm just going to minus it from what I enter. So 0.5 minus 2.1 and it'll just give me that single answer this time because it knows that I've put it in manually. So 3.9, and the next one, 0.7 minus 2.2 is 4.0. And there we go. I can just go down my whole sheet pretty quickly and get all the answers using my calculator that way. So quit out of that. And the last app that I want to show you is for doing arcs. So here we have an arc on a survey plan, and we've got a few values provided, and my app can just help calculate if you know 2 of these out of the 3 to just show you what the third one is. So here we have an arc length represented by A. So the length of that curve is 8.23. The chord represented by C is 8 meters across, and the radius of the arc is 10. So let's just put those in and I'll show you how that works. So scroll down my list of programs and go to survey arc. And first I just want to, which value do I want to calculate? So if I have R and C and I want to find A, I'll say find A, and it's going to ask for R first. So 10, C is 8, and A will be 8.230. Hit enter to run it again, and I can find R this time, and it's going to ask for A, 8.23, and C is 8, and it'll give me the R value, 10.00, or find C. A would be 8.23, R is 10, and it'll give me C as 7.9996, rounded up to 8. So this is useful sometimes if you want to calculate your arc values. And again, you can also put in feet and inches similar to how I've done previously. So if I want to find A, I don't know, my radius is actually in feet, so 32 feet plus 9.8 inches. I can just put it in like that, 32 feet, 9.8 inches, and a chord length of 8 meters, and it'll give me the result in meters. Again, 8.23, which is what I was expecting. So that, yeah, that's all the apps that I use at the moment, and just help me, yeah, work on the field. And this calculator has been really useful.